there's been increasing hail showing up on this as well, heading into Iowa City. So there's some pretty significant hail showing up on this as well.
There is one new tornado warning for Illinois and Iowa.
New tornado warning for Illinois and Iowa. This is for the Quad Cities area. Southwestern Rock Island, Cedar, Eastern Johnson, Southwestern Jones, Muscatine, Southeastern Lynn counties till 7:45. Tornado and $half size hail on this. This includes, we already know, Iowa City, Muscatine, West Branch, West Liberty, Ellie, Fruitland, Nichols, Lake McBride State Park, Springdale, Mount Vernon, Wilton, Lisbon, Rochester, Buchanan, Cedar Bluff, Cedar Valley Park, Tipton, Fairport, Illinois City, Sweetland Center, Tipton Matthews Airport, Cedar County Fairgrounds, Fairport Recreation Area, amongst quite a few others listed. Interstate 80 in Iowa between mile markers 247 and 278, and Interstate 380 between mile markers 7 and 17. So again, tornado warning. This is on the border of Illinois and Iowa here into the Quad Cities area. Starting to get a little more visibility in Iowa City there now. But intense activity in the area there. Tornadic. We know there's tornado, at least one or more tornadoes on the ground. Law enforcement and spotter confirmed tornado on the ground. Plus, we've seen debris signature on the radar here. So kind of a trifecta there of confirmation. And if you zoom out, this thing is really bowing at this point. If you look at this, this has actually gotten its act together even more here as we've been watching this. If we zoom out, you can see the really solid backward C going here at this point with that bowing structure. And then there's also pretty significant hail north of Cedar Rapids. But this is basically intense from Cedar Rapids to Iowa City and then wrapping around down towards Mount Pleasant, with the Quad Cities in this thing's sights here at this point and continuing to sweep I-80. But multiple areas of tornadic activity at this point. If you're in these areas, number one priority, interior room, lowest floor away from windows, put your safe plan in place. Take action. And again, we know that there's been confirmed tornado or tornadoes on the ground in this area here around Iowa City right now. And again, continue folks to like the stream, subscribe, turn on notifications. It's pushing more people to get access to this that are looking for this info in the Iowa City area and towards the Quad Cities. So easy thing for you to do. And that they're noting on that, capable of both tornadoes and extensive straight line wind damage on this as they've continued to. And I would actually say that the straight line wind damage threat is actually increasing in this area as you continue to see this thing really intensify more here as it's pushing its way east-northeast. And it's about to enter the new severe thunderstorm watch area that was issued from the Quad Cities over to the Chicago metro area. Swifty girls, stay safe. West Liberty, this is right on your doorstep at this point, including hail and tornadic activity here. Put this into motion with the CC. Nichols, CC, definitely this is a tornado here near Nichols. This is the one I was talking about that was a little further to the south. So this is a tornado here right near Nichols. This is, I don't even know what, right, Highway 22 and 70 at Nichols. This is a tornado, radar confirmed here. This is moving towards West Liberty, between Nichols and West Liberty at this point. So yeah, if you're in the West Liberty area, interior room, lowest floor away from windows, and there's multiple areas on this that are tornadic. As I'm looking at this, let's see here. I'm going to circle. These are at the same time. These are both tornadoes here. Right here. So you got a tornado here just to the west of West Liberty and just to the southwest of West Liberty in these two locations right here. Frames are updating, kind of, some of them update a little bit of a different time here.
There is one new tornado warning for Iowa.
Iowa City, not clear yet. But West Liberty, definitely got to be in your safe place. At least two tornadoes here just to your west and southwest. This new tornado warning, let's see what we got here. Western Dubuque County, northern Jones, Delaware, northeastern Lynn counties till 8 a.m. This is for the potential for both tornadoes and extensive straight line wind damage from near Ryan to near Prairieburg to Whittier. I think that's how you say it. This is noting some of the towns noting Prairieburg, Viola, Stone City, Buck Creek, Turtle Creek, Monticello, Hopkinton, Delaware, Langworthy, Jones County Fairgrounds, Earlville, Monticello Municipal Airport, Dyersville, some of these repeat the names of them on here, Temple Hill, Holy Cross, Camp Little Cloud, Fillmore Recreation Area, and Bankston Park, amongst others. This is, again, for the potential for tornadoes and extensive straight line wind damage in this area. So we have at least two tornadoes on the ground in and near the Iowa City area. This other tornado warning is now, again, approaching the Dubuque area. You can see multiple notches showing up now in that area as well here. Let me go into two-panel, make it a little bit easier to see. But you can see the northern end of this, like this, I mentioned before, this was starting to intensify, this whole thing just west of Cedar Rapids in that area too. It really has, and it's gone tornadic here now as well. But you have some notches going on in this area here, this area here, third area right here. So there's those three. And if I zoom out to kind of give you an idea here, we have 1, 2, 3 here. And then we have some of this activity that's been up here, well, right in here, here, and here. So there's 6 areas of tornadic activity right now along this bowing structure that's blasting into eastern Iowa and heads up into those of you in extreme southwest Wisconsin and northwest Illinois. You're next in line with this thing, and it's intensifying as it's moving east here, at least at this point. But there's at least 6 areas, maybe more here, that I'm not even seeing right away here, but at least a half a dozen areas of tornadic activity right now. I can say there's at least 2 of these I can confirm are tornadoes, at least at last check. They're the southern ones down here by West Liberty. Was seeing, definitely seeing some debris signatures showing up on these. This is going to cross Interstate 80 near and just east of West Branch. Also here near to just south of West Liberty. And that'll continue to move its way. Also, both of these tornadoes will cross Interstate 80 if they stay on the ground at different spots here on I-80 between West Branch and basically between West Branch and Walcott and Durant area. And then the activity that went through Iowa City, still up in this area, continues to be a threat as well. But I'd actually say the areas to the southeast of Iowa City here have the even more significant potential right now. And then again, going back north, these other areas up here as well. This is northeast of Cedar Rapids where some of this is at. In particular, just east of Central City and near Ryan. Assuming it's as simple as saying the name Ryan. So between Ryan and Central City, if you're in Prairieburg, you need to be in your interior room, lowest floor, away from windows. If you're downstream of this stuff, Hopkinton, Monticello, Worthington, Dyersville, Cascade, all these areas, tornadic activity moving towards you in that area. Holy Cross, Dubuque, you're going to want to be ready in the Dubuque area. I would consider yourself in Dubuque in a tornado warning at this point. And then again, dropping back south here, Tipton, Clarence, Wheatland, Wilton, Muscatine, Fruitland, Walcott, Dixon, all those areas, most of those are in the tornado warning here, but if you're in Wheatland, Dixon, looks like Walcott, Buffalo, you're outside of the tornado warning. Assume you're in a tornado warning at this point. If you are in the Quad Cities, Davenport, Bettendorf, Rock Island, Moline areas, I'd say the same thing. Assume you're in a tornado warning at this point. Be prepared into your safe place. Again, those of you that are on here, help more people find this stream. A lot of folks coming in saying, hey, I just stumbled into this, recommended it to me. It's only doing that if you guys like the stream, subscribe, and turn on notifications. That is immediately helping people get access to this that are in the path of this activity, of which right now we know there's roughly a half a dozen potential tornadic or confirmed tornadic circulations across these tornado warnings. And again, the most notable have been these two areas here. Let me turn the city names back on here. This is right around West Liberty, West Branch. This is going to cross Interstate 80. Wilton area, Durant, Bennett, Tipton, New Liberty, anybody in these areas. Interior room, lowest floor, away from windows. If you're on Interstate 80, out of the Quad Cities area, heading west, you need to find safe shelter. Do not continue to drive on I-80 at this point, westbound towards the squall line. We had a good example of just how intense this is by seeing the Iowa City view, which basically went to zero visibility and literally blinding rain, probably, 60, 70 plus mile an hour winds, probably hail in that as well when it came through there, it looked like. So, that you're not going to want to drive into that, certainly. So find somewhere to get off, exit, and get somewhere safe. Again, backing it up here, you can see, again, this is tornado warnings across this good chunk of this Boeing structure here at this point. About 84, 85 miles consecutive north-south of tornado warnings here that are currently in effect in extreme eastern Iowa at this point. And again, that backward C, when you see that, that's really where the extensive straight line wind damage can occur. The more you see that as looking like a really solid backward C and a more narrowed backward C, the even more intense that is. And we're seeing this really crank up in the more intense straight line wind damage threat in this area, sweeping I-80 again. And this whole line is almost completely swept I-80 from the western end of Iowa at Omaha to almost finishing it off here in the Quad Cities area, then passing into Illinois. So again, very dangerous activity here moving through.